I love going to sporting events. It's something my daughter and I really love doing together. But that day, the sun was blazing and something just felt wrong. Well, in the spring of 2014, I started feeling bad. I started feeling just not right, sluggish, worn down, and I went to my primary care doctor to talk to her about it. She said, you're at that age, it could be menopause, and I believed her. I would mow the lawn, I would carry a load of laundry up the steps, and I would be out of breath just doing those little things. I was only 44. I was in good shape. What was wrong with me? But then, on Memorial Day weekend, walking up the stairs at the baseball game, I just felt awful. I left that game early. I went home, but I just couldn't shake it.
So Shari called me the day after she was at the baseball game, and she was out of breath and she wasn't feeling good. So I told her, go to the hospital. That's why you have health insurance. Find out what's wrong, because there's definitely something wrong. You should not be feeling that way.
I think I kind of needed her to say that. I think sometimes if you go to the ER and nothing's wrong, it's like, well, is it just me being crazy? But what if there is something wrong? But I didn't call anyone. I just went, drove myself to the ER and got there and told them what was going on, and they took me back right away. They ran some tests, and they told me I didn't have a heart attack, but they were ready to send me home. And I saw one doctor who listened to me when I told him my family history, and he said, we're gonna keep you overnight. We're gonna do a cardiac cath just to make sure because of your family history, there's nothing else going on.
So my family has had a lot of heart issues. My father had a bypass surgery at 50, which is very young. My grandmother had a heart attack at 40. She survived. My grandfather had a stroke. Ultimately, he did not make it. We are very aware of the heart issues in our family and try to do our best to keep them under control.
They found a 95% blockage in my main artery, what's known as a widowmaker, and they had to put in a stent. If I hadn't gone to the hospital, I would have had a heart attack. I could have died. That was the end of May, and just a couple months later, that October, I started feeling bad again, just like I did at the baseball game. And I called my cardiologist and I said, I just don't feel good. And he said, Shari, there's nothing wrong with you. He said, the chances of there being something wrong with you are 1 in a million. But I couldn't take that chance. I went to the hospital anyway, and they found 2 more blockages, and they did a double bypass. I found a woman cardiologist. I had men cardiologists in the hospital and afterwards seeing, and I decided, you know what, I think I'd like to see a female cardiologist.
Shari's experience isn't unusual. Heart disease in women is often misdiagnosed or dismissed due to atypical symptoms or gender bias in the healthcare system. While chest pain can be a common cardiac symptom for both men and women are more likely than men to experience less obvious symptoms, like shortness of breath, fatigue, nausea, or pain in the back, jaw, or neck. And studies suggest that women are more likely to be told their symptoms are not heart-related, but instead are attributed to less serious conditions like anxiety or indigestion. And this can lead to misdiagnosis and delays in treatment.
I definitely felt frustration. At first, I thought it was just me. My primary care doctor dismissed my concerns, and even at the hospital, they were going to let me go home. It was that one doctor who took my family history seriously and decided to do the cardiac cath. If he hadn't, I would have had a heart attack. It's frustrating because so many women I've talked to have had similar experiences. You are your own best advocate. You know when something is wrong, when you don't feel right. Trust yourself. The Go Red for Women movement really raises awareness about heart disease in women, the importance of recognizing the symptoms, and really empowers women to take an active role in their health and advocate for themselves.
We love participating in the Heart Walk with Shari and her family every year and supporting the American Heart Association because of how heart disease has touched my own family. Like Shari, our family has a history of heart disease, and about 2 years after Shari had her bypass, my sister had a sudden cardiac event, and unfortunately she didn't make it. Because of my family history, Because of what happened to my sister and what happened to Shari, I tell my daughters and nieces, let your doctor know about your family's heart history. Be your own advocate. And that's why we support and want others to support the amazing work the American Heart Association and Go Red for Women are doing.
Today, I'm thriving. It's been more than a decade, and thankfully, I haven't had any problems since. I keep taking steps to ensure my heart remains strong. I exercise, I make sure I'm eating a heart-healthy diet, and I see my cardiologist regularly. Because of that, I'm still here. I'm able to do the things that are important to me, the things I love, spending time with my friends and family, and going to ball games. I'm just so grateful.